What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rawstocks. This is Rustik. Today we're going to be taking a look at Tesla's chart. We're going to look at where price came from, where price ended on Friday, and where price is likely to head tomorrow and into the rest of the week. There was no trading today because of the holiday, but we're going to be starting off tomorrow with a fresh market, fresh look on a new week. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts. I know it's been a little while since I came out with some video analysis and some chart content, but let's take a look. A couple indicators we got on, a couple different things that we're going to look at as well. Thanks to our partners at DV Trends. You can find the link in the description below. We got a nice new trend indicator that I've been working with. It's really been helping out with some of the QQQ trades, some of the short-term trades, but also helps us see kind of what the long-term or the high time frame trends look like as well. We're also going to be taking a look at some gamma data. Again, thanks to our partners at Gamma Edge, and the links to both of those things are going to be in the description of this YouTube video that you can check out after we're done. So let's take a look at the high time frame chart. We'll look at the daily chart for our high time frame. You can see, thanks to our DV Trends, you can see the trend is currently up right now. Down here, you can see these little white or red hash marks. This is where we saw delta flow coming in, and so you can see there's some delta flow coming in to support the trend that we're in right now, that uptrend, and not as easy to see on the high time frame because the daily chart's not including some aftermarket data as far as candles go. But you can see there is a resistance trend line here. We did push above it, and when we drop into the lower time frame chart, you will see that price is currently above that trend. And you can see the RSI is starting to push back up after we came back down, right? We got a lower high or a lower low, and we got a higher high compared to these highs. Now, would have liked to see this, the daily candle close above the high of this candle right here. But that's all right. Doesn't mean we still can't push back up. Now, using some smart money concepts again on the daily chart, we have an order block here that can hold the support. If we push back down, that order block starts at 399.52, goes down to 378.25. So we're looking for that to hold as support on a higher time frame. If we break down through that, we have some levels. We have this previous low right here coming in at 372.52, and then we have another order block below coming in all the way down at 327 up to 343. So if we give up one, we can drop to the next as a support level. But right now we're looking for this, this 400 to 480 high 370s, sorry, 400 to high 370s to hold as support. If we pop back down to that, we got some additional targets to the upside, and I'll tell you what those are as we drop into some other time frames. We'll take a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart also has our trend, DV Trends trender bullish right now, has not flipped back to bearish. Did see most recent delta flow coming in positive, RSI above the average, right? Kind of flattening out, but more or less pointed up, or gonna look like it's gonna move up. And we're stacking bullish smart money concepts indicators as well, right? So we have order block that held the support, right? As we popped off it and came back down, we found that support, right? We got a bullish fair value gap. We popped back up, right? Came back down, test that consequent encroachment. We popped off of it. Here we got another 4-hour fair value gap. And here you can see we're above the resistance line. So it gives us a little bit better look. And if we take those highs right there, okay, you can see we broke out. We've come back down to kind of back test it. And then we've popped back off of it. Okay, ultimately it looks like with after hours, we closed around 428.55. Let's see what we're currently at on Robinhood after hood hours, or Robinhood after hours. See where we're at with Tesla. Tesla currently trading at 431.80. So also, again, current price, let's see, 431.80. So we're up around here. I am looking for price to make that push up to higher levels. Okay, we do have a 4-hour bearish fair value gap right here, and that's where that red level comes from. Red level here is the consequent encroachment of this 4-hour fair value gap. Make it red like that. You can see we pushed up right? Oh, almost hit it, but not quite. But we made that push into that fair value gap. Now I am expecting this fair value gap to get taken out and not offer resistance to push us back down. We already found the resistance as we pushed up into it. I am looking for us to push back up into it and potentially close that out, right? And that'd be um, closing candles above 446.15. We also have a liquidity level, which is going to be based on a macro time frame pool at 452.19. And then we have another 4-hour fair value gap above. Actually, that one I think is a 1-hour fair value gap. Another fair value gap above. We'll take a look at that as we drop into the 1-hour time frame. But price could get pulled up there as well. We already saw price come into it and reject it. And now we're looking for price to come back into it. We might reject it one more time, which would kind of set up a bit of like a cup and handle type of situation, where then we could see price move to higher highs potentially. Take a look at the 1-hour chart now. So we got our magnet in the order block on the 1-hour chart, right? So we pushed up basically right to that consequent encroachment, that target right there of a 4-hour. We'll also put the 1-hour in there. So the 1-hour fair value gap consequent encroachment comes at 444.76. Put a little target on that one as well. There we go. Take that target off. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so it matches the other one. There we go. We got our two near side targets. We almost hit the one. Just barely missed it. You can see price went right to that lower boundary of that 1-hour fair value gap. Okay, rejected that. Or we should cycle back up, right? Because we came back down, tested this 1-hour fair value gap here. And we've already kind of back tested the broken trend line. So expecting price to then push back up to target this 445 level and then see if we can draw into this order block here. That could be a potential point of rejection. And then we have, again, the 1-hour fair value gap. Got another order block up here in that same general vicinity. Then we got one more order block up here at 475, give or take that range. So lots of sell side resistance as we move higher. Lots of different things that can cause us to reject, ultimately taking a new high or a higher high. So we got a lot to get through. On the way down, we have much less to get through. We have a 1-hour fair value gap. We have an order block. And then this is our kind of more solid support here because we got double stacked order blocks on the 1-hour chart. And then below that, if we were to give up any of this back down to that 380s, below 400 level, 380s, 370s, then we don't have a lot of resistance on the 1-hour time frame. We do have some order blocks and some fair value gaps, but if we were to, get much lower here, there's probably not a lot of volume in this like 250 to 350 range. So we really don't want to see price fall down there, or it could be a rapid decline. What we want to see is we want to see this corrective move be over, right? For now, we're seeing a move back up, and then we want to see either a higher high or lower high get established to tell us if it's a lower high, then we're looking for price to come back down and attack this low down at 373. If it's a higher high, right, then a corrective move may not come back down quite as far, but we could see some kind of correction and then push to even higher highs. So we'll be waiting to see what happens as we get up into these 1-hour order blocks and these 1-hour fair value gaps. Drop down into the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart gives us a look at some of our macro liquidity levels. So those macros are going to come from specific time frames. They're going to be liquidity pools that haven't been taken yet. So you can see right here near that fair value gap consequent encroachment that we're watching, we do have a 439.93, so we'll call it 440, a macro time frame liquidity pool right there at the 440 mark. We also have a liquidity pool down here that hasn't been taken, but it's in line with another fair value gap level that we were watching, 409. And then below that, we have 398.96, another liquidity pool down here. Okay, and then we got 379.86. So just some of the intraday levels or intra-week levels that we could be watching for. And then if you look at this one, okay, we got that 352.19. And then there's some additional macro time frame levels that have not been hit as well, but they're all kind of right in that same general vicinity of where we're looking for price to go for those 1 hour order blocks and that 1 hour fair value gap. Also 469.81, so 459.14, 469.81. And then we got one more up here, 477.43. And then we got some more order blocks on the 15-minute chart too. But mostly, if we drop back to the 1 hour chart, the 1 hour chart I think gives us really the best look because it shows all of those stacked order blocks as resistance. So once we get to this, I'll say 450. Once we get to 450, it should be very hard to push through all of this. There's going to be a lot of shorts in all of these levels. Again, multiple order blocks, fair value gaps, right? And then that all-time high. So imagine it's going to be difficult. If we get up to that this week, I don't expect we're going to punch through. I think we're going to either see price rapidly reject back down to test this for, this low 400s level, or we're going to see price kind of consolidate and chop and then make another attempt to push through that. Either way, I'd be wary once we get up to 450 and start taking those closes on your long positions, or start to look for short entries to potentially ride this back down. All right. Hopefully this has all been helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Happy to answer those. Again, links to this DV Trends trend indicator and our Gamma Edge is going to be down in the description below. Very last thing we'll do, again, thanks to our partners at Gamma Edge, I'm going to take a look at Tesla's Gamma for the week. So I got a Gamma pulled up. Again, this is their web-based app. When you subscribe to their membership, not only do you get their web-based app, you get access to their Discord that has all kinds of cool, chart commands and information and all kinds of stuff that really helps elevate your trading. It's really helped us at Rawstocks, and that's why we partnered with them. But my favorite thing about this web app here is that you can filter by expiration date. And so we'll take a look at the next 2 weeks of Gamma, at least as it currently sits. Market opens, things can change. You see 450 is our Gamma high, also a very high Delta level. Delta is very green. You can see very, very green all the way across the board. Got a little bit of red levels up in the low 500s, but very green all the way around. Current spot price down here, currently trading in after hours at 432, so right up around here. But because of those delta levels, we can see, dealers being motivated to push price higher around these levels. We also don't have a lot of participation here, so we could expect some resistance back up at 440 because of the Gamma edge or the Gamma curve once we cross over this 440 level. Even though dealers are long, Delta hedge long off of the 440, we don't see increasing Gamma at these additional strikes right above until we get back up to 450. So you can see dealers closing out positions above 440, closing long positions until we get back up to 450. Right? And as we push up towards 450, you'll see dealers ramping up their long hedges again and then start to close again once we get at or above 450, where we have that strong delta level. So 430 right now looks like it'll probably maybe be our base. Just has a strong delta. We could see price come back down to 400. That also has a strong delta level if we started dropping. But right now I'd be looking for 430 to hold, right, to push up to 450. Giving up 430 opens the door to come back down to this 410, 415, 420, ultimately down to 440. A lot of open interest here also at the 450. Just important to note. Highest put open interest all the way down at 240. So those, who knows where those are coming from, but a lot of put open interest down at 240. Call dominated for this week as well. And again, that's going to be based on all this positive delta. So we'll look 1 week out as well. You see same thing, very positive delta, right? Numbers are a little bit lower, but we're very positive all the way up to 530 with our highest level again being 440. It's 450 for this week, 440 for next week. We also have a decent little level at 500. So if we do push up to that 440, I would expect some of these higher strikes to start increasing. We got some open interest here at 500 as well. 395 is our lowest gamma, but it's not a very high level, so wouldn't expect too much unless we start selling off, and then we could expect some of these numbers to flip negative. We could expect maybe this 395 level to start building out. But other than that, things look pretty good for tests for this week. So good luck on your trading. Again, if you have any questions, drop a like, drop a comment, and I will answer those when I get time. Thank you guys for the support, and good luck on your trading.